What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jack Ramsays pregame show. I'm your host, Danny Marang, joined as always by the affable, the lovely, the wonderful Brandon Sprague. Well, Blazers playing a back-to-back, and it's at home, Brandon, so that's a good start. The other good news, obviously, here is that it's the Detroit Pistons, so they're 4-16. They're pretty awful at pretty much everything that they do, but dare I say the Portland Trailblazers and Chauncey Billups and Damian Lillard are, gasp, injury management. It's actually listed on the report. Injury management.
Weird.
Where have I heard that before?
Wait a minute. He's not injured.
Where have I heard that before?
He had to get used to a new system. He had to learn how to play basketball again.
Where have I heard this before?
You know what's funny about that is, first of all, I'm glad he's sitting. I don't really know why he played.
Pistons.
Why did he play yesterday?
Why did he play against the Warriors? Because
you weren't beating the Warriors. You weren't beating the Jazz.
He looked like crap in both those games. And I saw a few people in the comments say, like, you guys are blaming Nurk for everything. And it was like, no, we spent the first 5 minutes of every show talking about how bad Dame and CJ looked.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're not going to please everybody with an opinion, but
no. But we have definitely not glossed over the fact that Damian Lillard has been a shade of himself, that he's been injured, and CJ has been a dumpster fire. God, I gotta get my hat to sit right.
I was say, you're going with a new hat today?
No, this one I just haven't busted this one out in a long time. You see what it is, right?
Oh, it's a Raptors hat.
You're a monster. It's definitely not.
Oh, I know what that is. That's the Beatles.
You know I hate the Beatles, right?
That's a hot take.
It's not really a hot take. I hate the Beatles.
Why do you hate the Beatles?
So I had this thing with, and I know there's more songs in Yellow Submarine, but I hate that song so much. It actually makes me viscerally angry. So every time I hear anything else, like I hear, Paul McCartney or Ringo or Harrison, that clip from Dewey Cox, Walk Hard, when they're all being pretentious a-holes is the Beatles. Yeah. That's actually how I see them at all times. Especially, I watched the new doc.
I was gonna say, so you dove into the Peter Jackson thing?
Yeah, the one that's on Disney Plus.
No, I'm talking about the HBO Max one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the new one, right?
With the color video.
Yeah, everything brought back up.
Behind the scenes.
The more I hear them, the more I go, I hate this.
Wow.
No, don't get me wrong. Like the behind the scenes part of it, cool.
Yeah.
But I hate them more.
That's
they like the pretentiousness goes up even more. I know. Pot, kettle. Listen, folks.
Yeah, I'm going to say, do you look in a mirror and go, I hate you. I absolutely hate you.
That's how I start my mornings.
That's how I take a piss, and then that's what I do to get myself going. By the way, nice ant hat. Did he sign it for you? Did he say, to Danny, my dearest Danny? What did he write?
No, nothing, man. Just
okay.
I've actually this has been there since he made his first run.
Oh, okay.
So I wore it on the show a few times over the last couple of years. I don't break it out. Honestly, the one thing here's my complaint. I don't like two-tone brims.
Why?
Never have, unless it's black.
Oh, I don't. I'm just anti-sticker guy. That's really my only.
I'm too old for stickers. I think I let go.
But I never liked it when I was younger and people were doing it. It was really heavy when we were younger.
Yeah, no, I did. I was
Why? I don't need to know that you wear a 7 and whatever, 5/8 or whatever the hell the sizes are. But
yeah, that's exactly my size. Just jughead.
Well, it's kind of I was going with a big size there, and I was looking at your head, and I'm like, well, that's definitely not my size head.
It's a 5/8, 3/4, depends on how long the hair is.
Yeah.
It's a big dome. It's not Sam Darnold, but it's a big dome.
Well, quarterbacks in general have massive domes.
Just massive domes, man.
Andrew Luck to this day, biggest head I've ever seen in person on any human being.
Yao Ming eclipses it all for everybody.
Yao Ming's a good one. Because I actually stood right next to Yao Ming, and everything on Yao Ming is massive.
But his head is this long.
Yeah, I mean it's probably 10, 12 inches long. It feels like
it's terrifying.
But Andrew Luck's is just
Jughead.
It feels like it was this big when I saw it. And I'm
you can't. It's like the curvature of the earth. You just can't see the end of it.
I'm like, that's why you read cement books, isn't it? You got a big ass brain. You got to read something to stimulate it. No, but on the Dame front, I don't even know how we got sidetracked here. The Beatles. Oh, you hate the Beatles.
No,
that's right.
Listen, man, we can with the best of them. It's the Pistons. Guys are sitting tonight. Like, it's going to be weird. Dude. All right.
This game blows. I'm going to tell you right now, the game's going to be on my phone. It's not on my TV. Like, I'm putting Phoenix, Golden State on my main TV.
It'll be on the laptop. So
right. We'll watch it. We'll break it down. But on the Dame front, did you see the weird? I just think the timing of what they announced with Dame. Chauncey had a quote, and it might have been last night or it might have been today. I don't know when, but the quote I saw was, Dame playing injured I'd still rather have Dame play injured because then he is a decoy. And then like 4 hours later, I saw Damian Lillard out tonight. And I'm just wondering, like, are they all on the same page on this Dame battling through an injury front, do you think? Or is this all just going to be dictated by Dame? Like, I'm just curious how this is going to work, because I read that quote, and whether it was last night or this morning, it's funny that 4 or 5 hours later after I see that quote, Dame, load management. So no, they don't want him as a decoy.
I think there's like levels to it, because from what I understand the other night when he couldn't, or when they were debating whether or not he was going to go, it was that Chauncey wanted him to not play, and that Dame was just going to kind of power through it and see how he could go. I think there's, and this is what I guess kind of funny, is I think there's some realization by Chauncey about this team, that without Damian Lillard at his peak, things don't really work all that well. And so even the injured Dame, because they don't have playmaking without him.
Yeah.
And so having him out there, even as a little bit of a shell of himself, you still have to, is tonight the night he's going to, like, even if he is a little nicked up, you still got to worry. Like, just his existence. But to get to the whole overall, like, feel, I don't think it's necessarily about being on or off the same page. I think that question was more in context to, like, where Dame has been recently, as far as, like, is he playing hurt? Which you and I have been pretty steady on. Yes, he is. Right? I mean,
I don't even think it's a debatable thing. Like, he's admitted he's not feeling great. It's weird that this is a two-sided story. Like, some people are like, he's not hurt, guys. It's just the system. And then there's like us, and we're like, he just was at a press conference saying he re-aggravated an abdominal strain that, by the way, he didn't get any time off after the Olympics. So it's like, it's not saying that, he's never going to be good the whole year. It's just to point out that maybe the struggles kind of go to the fact that he can't shoot from 30 feet as consistently as he could before the injury.
Which, that's kind of borne itself out. He's only had a couple games where he's looked like he's the guy he's been historically. First of all, welcome everybody in. That's the normal kind of BS session that we do to get into pregame to, against the Detroit Pistons on a back-to-back when they look like crap on the road, and I don't want to spend a bunch of time talking about how awful they look. So let's look ahead.
We're looking ahead
to tonight's game against the Pistons.
Okay,
another really bad team.
Yes.
At the Blazers, obviously playing at home, one of the best, if not the best home team in the NBA right now, the Portland Trail Blazers. It is I'm going to go out on a limb without doing the research and say this is the starkest contrast through 20-plus games that a team has ever had between home and road.
Oh, in league history?
In modern NBA history, I'll say from 1980 on.
Okay.
I bet you when I dig into this later, there's maybe like one or two teams. Like, it's going to be like the 86 Denver Nuggets or something like that, that has like nothing but offense, but they're just a dumpster fire away from altitude in their offense. That's going to be like the one exception.
Right.
With that said, welcome into the show. It's Jack Ramsays pregame. We'll be here for the postgame. Obviously, we do the podcast as well. If you haven't already, please like, rate, review, subscribe, and available wherever you get podcasts. If you're watching here live, click subscribe on the button right there. If you're sitting on the toilet, just roll that thumb over. I know. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Click the subscribe button. Then you go back to the hunch position on the toilet. We all know how it goes. The hunch position on the toilet is kind of an apt description, I think, for this game.
Yes. Not a game to be excited about.
No,
to be honest with you.
But I am excited about watching Cade Cunningham because I haven't got an opportunity to see a ton of him yet.
Yeah, I've only seen a little of him.
Yeah, I've just kind of been stuck here or there. So The what to watch for tonight for me is Cade Cunningham. That is my lone Detroit reason to watch tonight's game, is to see how he gets locked in. Saddiq Bey, fun, sure. Isaiah Stewart, hopefully he doesn't kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Jerami Grant, good player, excited. But as far as like Detroit is concerned, for me it's Cade. Cade.
Well, hopefully Chauncey contacted my guy Wayne Tinkle to find out how you can trade Cade Cunningham and get past him, because they were able to do that last year in the tournament.
Joey asks, what causes a team to play like this, Danny, to be okay at home and terrible on the road? The thing is, they're not just okay at home. They are world beaters at home. They have the best offense in the NBA by a pretty substantial margin at home.
Well, but okay, this is where numbers can sometimes lie, though, because you push back on what they've done at home to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the numbers bear this out.
They're still, like, their offense is still through the bleeping roof.
Oh, it's a night and day difference. I'm just saying, like, the numbers look great, but we've talked about this on several pods that.
So let's just run down this real quick. If you want
injuries,
I don't disagree. I'm just saying in general, their offense is just bonkers. So again, cleaning the glass.
Yep.
Where would you, if I said that their offense is absolutely out of this world? Like, I mean, just what would you think that their offensive rating is at home?
I'm trying to think. Bonkers out of this world number. 126?
121.
Oh, that's a little too high.
120.9. Okay. Second is Utah, Atlanta, 117.3. Golden State, 116.6.
What is it on the road?
God, I'm kind of terrified to look at this. Sort by crappiest offenses. It is not as bad as you think it is. It's a 108.5 offensively. It's just that it's the worst.
It's the defense. Yeah.
It's a 120.5. So 120.9 offense. We're getting a little change between the two. But at home, man, regardless of who they're playing, they are taking advantage in that vein. Defensively, I believe they're 11th. Yeah, they're 11th. So they've got a net rating of 14.7, which only the Warriors have a better net rating, and that's plus 16.7. If you were to say that this Blazers team was to profile off their home wins, they are a 71-win team. That is how good they have been at home. Let's flip this on its head real quick. Apply filters, sort by worst defense. The Portland Trailblazers are a 15-win team.
Not great, Bob. Not great, Bob.
My God. God.
I wonder how close that projects to what Houston has been.
How about the team they're playing tonight? Because if you look at the expected wins,
well, they're almost
Detroit
already
Pistons,
at a third way there.
Guess what? They're at 14.4.
Yeah.
So the Blazers on the road are the Detroit Pistons.
That's cool. With three guards making 90+ million that are 6'3", and no salary cap space and no current general manager, and it's
no
all good.
Number one overall pick that you're hoping to groom into a superstar.
I feel like the dog in the burning building, and this is my coffee.
This is fine.
This
are you going Bang? I ran out of Bangs. I had to go with a Diet DP.
Well, I haven't had Bang in quite a bit. You drink too much of it, it goes nay. I mean, who doesn't love a good Bang? But I think I'm going to split this one because I was lacking in some energy today. I was getting kind of tired. I didn't get a nap.
You want to know something terrifying?
I got to bang this up to get it going, and then I'll sleep the rest for tomorrow. 2
of those before noon.
You know, that's probably not great for you.
Just saying.
You got to be careful with these things.
Okay, so I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm in a really horrible place physically, and it's hard for me to get up and start a day.
No doubt.
I'm a step away from just a little and call it good. You know, it's getting close, okay?
I have a brother-in-law that would advocate that you should legally be able to do that.
I'm just saying, I haven't had a good night's sleep in God knows how many months, and so getting through the day is basically mainlining caffeine at this point. Speaking of mainlining and drugs, the Blazers resemble a medical unit. I'm going to go with that. How about that? No, that's the wrong box. Where's it at? There we go. Ba-da-ba. It's a MASH Tuesday. Blazers vs. Pistons. Obviously, we already talked about Damian Lillard out for injury management. Norman Powell out with a contusion to his right leg. And Nassir Little went down in a heap last night, Brandon. And we thought, well, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Turns out, sprained ankle.
Yeah, swelled up a little bit probably after the game because he came back and he was playing in that game.
Yeah, you get on that plane and it never does well.
So we said this in the post game. I don't think we're surprised that Dame is sitting, right? We said he's going to get on the tarmac in Portland. He'll get out of that airplane seat and go, oh, turns out Nas did the same thing.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised. That Norm's still out.
I'm not. I don't think
they view for a deep knee.
Well, here's the thing. You know how important he is to them. Mm-hmm. You should be able to win this game without them. You should. So let's just get into this. Are you genuinely, do you think I don't think this is going to be a close game.
I do. I do.
Detroit's lost 6 in a row. Saddiq Bey, this is my wild card. Saddiq Bey in his last 10 is shooting 30% from 3. If there's any team to get him out of a slump, it's Portland. Okay,
so if you look at their last 5, they played the Lakers twice.
Yep.
Are the Lakers a dog shit defense?
Yeah.
Did they let you do whatever you want?
Basically.
Okay, you know what teams Detroit has scored more than 104 points against in the last 5 games? The Lakers. Who's a worse defense than the Lakers right now?
Houston, and I think that's it. There's nobody else that could be worse than that.
Nobody else. Oh, that's right. It's Portland. And listen, again, I know we just got done talking about Portland playing at home. They play better. I don't trust this team. I do not trust this team in any way, shape, matter, or form. So do I look at this and go, will this be a close game? Yes.
Danny, I am not prepared mentally for them to lose this game tonight. I'll tell you that right now.
It'll be full on,
it's over.
The world is ending. The dog will go up in flames in the This Is Fine gif, right?
The dog will be ashes at that point. The cup will just be sitting. It'll say, "This is fine."
Just a melted cup.
Just his collar left.
Oh God! Well, let's get into the gambling portion of this real quick.
Absolutely.
I think it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Blazers straight up are minus 310, or they were when I looked momentarily ago.
That's a pretty good favorite.
That's a monster number.
I think they're winning by 12. Let me throw it out there.
Portland was favored again when I pulled everything. Minus 7.
Minus 7. I'm taking that all day.
Over under was 210.
I'm not touching that one.
I took the over, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you?
Yeah, I think this is going to turn into a game. It's probably 108, 110, somewhere in that range for Detroit, and then probably like 118, 119 for Portland.
I think this is going to be 108 to 97.
Oh, so you're just skirting it, huh?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Why not? Take the under, bet the Blazers, game blouses, Pistons suck.
Again, Portland should win this game. I anticipate them winning this game, but I look at this and I go, the times the Pistons, when they've been competitive,
they were close in that Laker game was close.
Yes, and it comes down to 3-point shot making for them. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
they are a just awful shooting team. Mm-hmm. You look up and down. Let me pull up their exact right now.
By the way, I feel like we said this exact same thing about Toronto and Chicago, and we saw what happened.
So you take a look at, let's go team stats. That's what we want. Team stats. There we go. Yeah.
I'm irrationally confident about tonight's game. I have no reason to be. I just am.
They do get a high volume of corner threes, 5th most in the NBA. Their shot profile is actually pretty good. They're 10th in the league in rim field goal attempts, 5th in corner threes, 12th overall in threes. Where they suck, and this is a major factor, is their effective field goal percentage is cratered. They are the worst shooting team in the NBA. You look at their shooting accuracy, they are the 2nd worst corner three-point shooting team. They were the worst non-corner three-point shooting team. They were a team shooting 30% from three and under 60% at the rim. Their highest rating as a team shooting-wise is in the long mid, and they're 26th in the league shooting 35.9%. I say all of that, Brandon. And what did we say going into that Jazz game? If you need to get your offense right, who do you call?
Road Portland, not home Portland.
And that is where this is the collective shit will hit the fan tonight. This is the first time I think this season where they should be so outrightly favored. If they don't show up, do you start to just like really question everything? Even with guys being out.
I mean, in what way?
Are you looking at it going, yeah, no, this is done. This is cooked.
Are we not there?
Listen, I mean, I've been there for years, but I'm saying collectively.
I don't know if people will. It was interesting to go back at you had a tweet yesterday during the game, and I ended up seeing it late, but it was like, I'm begging you, blow it up. And while I enjoyed that, and you had a decent amount of people that were like, agree, basically, you also had a surprising amount of people who were like, we're 20 games in, let's calm it down. And I was like, that's the opinion of
20 games plus
team?
5 years. Sure.
New coach, new dream, new team.
Sure.
I was a little surprised by that. So I don't know if the masses, although it does feel like in our social media bubble, it feels like most people are with us on this team. I saw a lot of people both today doing the radio show and yesterday doing the podcast on, I'm unsubscribing. I'm not watching these games. I don't care
That's
anymore.
the thing that I started to see over the last 48 hours. And I thought that was a little bit surprising because you and I both thought that the losses were going to come against Golden State and Utah. The losses weren't surprising. It was how bad and how lopsided the losses were. That was surprising.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see more of, I don't care. I did the show last night with Chad, and the thing that I said with him was, it's not that people are mad about this team. It's that the apathy, that's the worst possible thing you could have happen, is for apathy to set in. And I think that's what's happening. Mm-hmm. That's a tough look. That's a tough look. And like you said last night, and if you're looking for that ray of hope, that silver lining, they have so many games this month at home against bad teams.
Yep. But if you start tonight and you lose to Detroit, even though you are shorthanded and your best player is not playing Detroit,
and you fall on your face, oof.
Yeah.
It does scare me a little bit.
I mean, but these are games. So this is kind of an example of who they are for people that maybe aren't where we are, right? Maybe they don't feel the same way we feel. If they lose to the Pistons, you don't come at me with any of this, oh, guys, so-and-so and so didn't play tonight. Miss me with that one. Because how many good to great teams in this league can lose their best player on a night, play one of the worst teams in the NBA, knowing their number two can carry the workload? And this is the night. These are the games where guys like CJ, Neil gave you the contract because you're his boy. You're paid like the number two. Go carry it as a number two. Yusuf Nurkic, you want all this money. You want this bigger role. Go dominate, please.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the games that those guys specifically should be lifting you up and carrying you past teams like this. There's no excuse for tonight if they are to lose this game. It is straight up, you better damn win this basketball game.
So the one guy in there that you didn't mention.
Well, we're going to get to that and like it, love it, leave it.
Again, I'm going to get into it before that. I even did a little pregame lower third for young Anfernee Simons.
It's the most exciting thing about tonight.
Yes, watching him and Cade go, that's where I get honed in, is let's watch the young players. And I started to hear some people last night. It was kind of funny. I got some text messages of like, okay, I see it now. I can see Ant like stepping in. Like, even though he may not be CJ yet, I could see him, like, if you give him that kind of usage, you give him like a 25%, 28% usage that you've given CJ for 6 years, I bet you Ant can do a pretty damn good job and do it in a different manner. It can be more athletic. It can be not quite so rigid with how he has to play. And if he goes out there tonight, shows it again, puts 3 games in a row together, you maybe start to hear a public outcry, right? And that's kind of like, well, I don't know.
I don't know if you will if CJ plays well, though. If they win and CJ plays well, but Ant has like a big game, I think that's if CJ was out and it was Dame, Norm, Ant, and CJ was resting or he was out for a game, then maybe I think you would get it. And look, I still think a lot of people feel that way. But if you're talking about the vast majority, I don't know if tonight would do it, because if CJ has a good game and they win and Ant dominates, people just go, oh, CJ did what he was supposed to do.
That's fair. I guess I'm trying to project my guy here.
Well, no, but you're talking to somebody who agrees with you. I mean, this is make a move, swing your 3 to the 2, and get the bench guy more minutes. It's obvious to everybody that I think watching
Ant needs 30 minutes at this point.
Yes.
Like we can talk back and forth about like, is Nas ready to like Ant's ready. And is shown that he has the capacity to take over an entire quarter, to take over an entire half. Nas, well, showing flashes. This isn't like, I'm not knocking down Nas to lift up Ant. I think Nas is going to get there.
Well, they're at different levels, though, too, because Nas missed a lot of last year. So this is, in a way, this is like what Ant's year last year was. This is what this year is for Nas.
Yes, and he's a year behind him.
Yeah.
So like, it's usually year 3. That's when stuff starts to come together.
Right.
And for Ant, this is now year 4. As we saw year 3, him shoot the living piss out of the ball, be one of the best catch-and-shoot three-point shooters in the NBA, hands down. Well, he's now adding on top of that. And now I think you're starting to see he had that little rhythm hop step, bounce into the corner mid-range shot against Utah last night. And I said something along the lines of like, listen, he gets into that shot now, just start going the other way.
Yeah.
That's when I started looking at him like that and go, he could do that. He could be that guy, and you can give him that. I think those touches. Are you going to have some low nights? Yeah. He's a young guy. He doesn't have the 700 games that CJ does at that spot.
Right. When he starts some of those games, he comes in, he looks a little excited. He kind of just shoots the ball, not so much in rhythm, and he does one of those like it just hits the backboard shots. You go, okay. But once he calms it down, and not that he does that a lot anyway, but once he hits like 2 shots, I in my mind go, oh, he's good. He's
on
locked
fire.
in.
Yeah.
Like
you think everything he takes over the next 5 quarters is going in. You're just like, oh God.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, we got Ant tonight.
And I think that's a hell of a thing to like just know like that.
It's exciting. Yeah. Like this is the part about being a fan. The team has been frustrating as all hell. The organization is a dumpster fire right now. The general manager's under investigation. Like there's so many things to be upset about as a fan. And I get it. I actually advocate to voice your anger and show them in different ways how pissed that you are with this kind of stagnant group. But this is a part of the fandom that I really enjoy. And I think you do too a lot. It's remembering what it's like to watch the young player watch it click. Watch it like when you saw it with Dame, you could see with Dame super fast, but like when you see it, you're like, oh, he gets it on this level.
And all of a sudden that elevation comes up. And it is.
Yes.
It's the thing. That's the thing for me that honestly I think I enjoy most in the NBA right now. Not even right now. I think just in general. I think that's just what I enjoy is watching guys. There are very few no BS superstars that I just have to watch all the time. Like as much as I love Dame, I've seen so much of it. It's not like I've grown tired of it. But I just like my thing is just watching those guys figure that out. Like
who are your top 3 guys that you have to watch?
Non-Dame guys.
Yeah, non-Dame guys, obviously.
Giannis, Ja.
Oh.
Mitchell.
Wow.
It's probably the 3.
Okay. That's way different than mine, but I love it.
Just guys that just do stuff that nobody else does.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing about him. And it's not like it's like Steph. Like Steph having like a 30-point quarter and going nuts. Like it's fun and everything. Don't get me wrong. I'll sit there and hoot and holler and whoop with the best of them. But like I just love watching these guys that are just they're just unique in like there's a lot of really good shooters in the NBA. Steph being the best is awesome. But there's only one 190-pound point guard that will dunk on literally anyone.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I saw a thing and I thought it was really good. Steph is in my top 3. Like,
yeah.
I will watch Steph as much as I can. He's my league pass guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's, prime time. I'll watch
We're going to
him.
be watching him on another screen tonight.
No doubt. And I know you appreciate Steph. This is not me saying you don't. But I thought somebody made a good point. Steph gets the showmanship of the sport.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
shoot and turn, do a little wiggle.
The tea dance that he did in LA. It's like, you're like, oh my God, he's really doing that. Like the shimmies. I love that aspect of it too. And look, Mitchell, Ja, these are obviously guys that I love to watch as well. It's just, I was curious who your top 3 were.
Yeah, no, Giannis is just because, as much as I hate to admit this,
he's a freak.
I was a big time Shaq guy.
Why did you hate to admit that?
Because I hate the Lakers so much.
But you can see, that's the thing, man. I can hate a team and still really appreciate a player. I hated the Bulls.
Pure physical freaks in any sport.
Yes, given to me.
Just Giannis, Shaq, David Robinson, DK Metcalf, Ray Lewis,
Miles Garrett,
Javon Curse,
aliens. Man,
just absolute freaks. Give them to me.
Right.
Oh, you took this dude who, I don't know, had some flaw, but you were just like, you know what? His 3-cone drill sucked, but I think he'll be okay. Or you'd get a 6'10 or 6'7, 6'8 kid from Greece. You're just like, you know what? Julius Peppers.
Right.
I don't know. North Carolina. Yeah, he has the wingspan of a pterodactyl and runs a 4.4 40 as a 6'6" dude. But I don't know. Let's just I will.
That's why we love steroids in baseball. You gave us those same freaks in baseball.
And this will be an entirely. This is going to go on a tangent real quick. I am pro PEDs in all sports. I think they should legalize them. They should have doctors overseeing it, and they should absolutely use it in recovery.
I mean, look, first of all, yes, HGH should be legalized through all sports. I think it's the dumbest thing that we've acted like we care about. Nobody cares.
If I could get my hands on it and it didn't cost me $3,000, I would unequivocally do it. I'm about to go through debilitating surgeries. Yeah. If I could recover in half the time and feel fantastic doing it,
I'm not going to name names, but I think there's certain athletes that live in certain states and go to certain countries in the off season at certain ages. And oh my God, they look just as good as they did in their young 30s.
It's weird. There's a lot of guys in the NBA right now that are around my age.
Yes.
Leaving high school a year after me. That look like their heads got a little bigger.
Well, and we know if there's any sport that cares maybe the least about that stuff, it is the NBA. Yeah. I mean,
the NHL a close second.
The NHL, I mean.
Neither of those organizations.
Dude.
Here's the thing.
You told me those dudes were on blow skating. I wouldn't be shocked at all. The way these people are like, oh, he got his tooth and his face knocked in and he played. I'm like.
He got 16 stitches. I'm like, of course he did. He went back there and chewed on a piece of freaking foil. What are you talking about? Yeah, no.
They're just tough. There's nothing to it. They're just tough. To it. It's like, okay. All right.
Exactly. No, it's the only time the NBA ever cares about it is when you use bargain basement ass steroids.
Yes. Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton.
OJ Mayo.
OJ Mayo.
Get the hell out of the league, dude. Stop with this stuff. Where did you get that? A back alley?
You use the stuff. It's like the NFL IQ test. It's the same thing. Go to Balco and get your bleeping designer steroids, you idiots. That's the only time the league cares. It's the same thing with they're not testing for marijuana anymore. They don't care.
RIP, but didn't Kobe, one of his last 3 or 4 years, didn't he openly say he went to Germany, had a procedure?
Oh, he had blood spinning done.
Right, and I'm just like, wow, we're just out and open with this, but I didn't care as a fan. I'm like,
go get your recovery on.
Yeah.
Nope. That's the thing is just go make it easy.
Your dog agrees. Let everybody juice.
She's like, yeah. I mean, listen, you see pictures of me back in my Air Force days, folks. It wasn't natural. I just went woof out of I got massive because we're all juiced. And
I thought you were on extra hash.
Yeah,
you got the extra serving.
And here's the dirty secret. No, well, most people in the military don't use it for the vanity. Like the NBA, like professional athletes, you use it for the recovery.
Mm-hmm. So
you can get up and go do it again harder, faster, stronger. That's what it's for.
It's like my daughter going, "Hey, Dad, how come you work out and you're not like The Rock?" And I just want to be like, I don't even know where to start with
Well,
that.
first of all, I don't eat 12,000 calories. I don't mainline horse steroids, and
I don't have a personal chef. I don't have a personal trainer.
have
I
you
don't
ever
have my own
seen?
gym.
Have you ever seen the Rock diet?
I haven't seen. Oh, I saw the Hercules diet, and I couldn't believe the amount of
He
food
eats
he
like
had
a
to
whole
eat.
salmon every day.
I mean, yeah, when he does those cheat meals, he's got one. Not to get too far in the weeds, because I know people are like, "What the hell are these guys talking about now?" But if you follow him on Instagram, he does a cheat meal thing like once a week, once every 2 weeks. He's got one where he did sushi, and it's on his page somewhere, but you got to scroll back. I swear to God, I still don't believe that he ate all that food. And I tell people, I'm like, there's no conceivable human in this earth that can eat that amount of sushi. And everybody's like, of course he does. Of course he does. I still don't believe it.
Have you ever seen Brian Shaw,
Brian Shaw.
the world's strongest man?
Is that the mountain from Game of Thrones?
No, he's bigger than him. That's
bigger than that guy?
Verb Magnuson.
Oh, that's what that dude's name. No, I haven't seen that guy.
So he is just as ridiculous as you think he is as a human being. I think he's like 6'7", 6'8". But, I mean, he has a thing where he just goes through and it's like 10,000, 12,000 calories a day. He trains like 3 times a day. It is just one of the biggest human beings you've ever seen. Like, he's from side to side, front to back. He is just an absolute unit. And they show him going through it. Like, there's a YouTube video of him just going through eating everything, like a whole large pizza, a whole potluck size thing of pasta. You're just like, oh my God, like the carbs you see him just completely housing are just out of this world. Would you like your headphones? It's okay. My wife's going to the gym. Her headphones are charging in here.
Oh, got to get your headphones for the gym, folks. If you don't have your headphones for the gym, I don't know what you do. In fact, I think those people, underrated psychos, people that work out without using headphones, underrated psychos.
So she's going to hate me for telling this. She sat in the car at the gym in the parking lot the other day because she was sad she didn't have her headphones. She didn't want to interrupt us doing the show the other day. And I told her, I'm like, interrupt the show. It's okay.
It's not a big deal.
Like, it'll take me 2 seconds.
By the way, I've been there. I've driven back home because I'm
she
not
thought
working
about
out
it
without headphones.
because we live out in Newburgh now. So it's a drive to get to any real gym.
Right.
She's like, I didn't want to make that drive again, and I was like, but this is the long BS section because you know what, guys,
this game sucks.
It's not just that. I don't want to sit here and just belabor the same crap. I am tired of it.
I told my co-host this today. He was asking about it. He was like, kind of what do you get a general reaction from people? And I said, I don't fault people for it at all. But we are 21 games in, and we are probably the 7th or 8th game yesterday where we've gotten tweets that say, can't wait to hear the rant. And that's why yesterday, I didn't really rant. I don't have a rant anymore. Like, the rant is the same thing. And you guys, if you're following us on this journey this year, you kind of know how we feel and what we think. And some games are going to be up and some games are going to be down. We're pretty honest about it. But the rant stuff, I just don't have the rant. And we're 21 games in already.
No, and that's the thing. And this is great from Joey. She says my wife's going to the gym because she doesn't want to hear me. I don't know about your wife. Does your wife listen to you on the radio, ever?
Sometimes once in a while she'll do it just to
check in,
support, but she doesn't care about sports at all.
Yeah, that's my wife. So
that's what I want in my life.
Yeah.
I want to disconnect from that.
It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And if she did listen to me all the time, she would think I'm an even bigger idiot. So I'm glad she doesn't.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a little peek behind the curtain.
Well, our wives know us, so they already know we're idiots.
Yeah. No, I made fun of the dog that she wants, the Chinese crested. And Brooke saw it the other day, and she called it the Joe Dirt of dogs. And I showed it to my wife. I said, see, it's an ugly dog. She calls it the Joe Dirt of dogs. And my wife said, I like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, add an E to it. It's Joe Dirte. It's kind of cool.
But also, she's like, just remember this. Be thankful I like Joe Dirt because I married you.
It's a very good point.
And I was like, God, that's savage.
If anybody's the NBA Joe Dirt, it's you.
Listen, I'm going to add that to the Twitter bio. NBA's Joe Dirt.
You should get the Joe Dirt wig next year or next Halloween.
Joe
and you
Dirt Day.
Put an NBA jersey on with a basketball. Like, I'm NBA Joe Dirt.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think who would actually be NBA Joe Dirt right now. Peyton Pritchard?
No. Have you talked with Peyton Pritchard?
Oh no, I'm just saying like looks.
No. Have you seen Peyton Pritchard?
Yeah.
He's got some lineup and everything.
Well, I'm
it'd
talking
be Cody Zeller.
I'm looking for short white dude.
Short white guy. Yeah, TJ McConnell seems too highbrow.
No, God, no, that's the one.
That's got to be the one, right?
Yeah, Indiana. Yeah.
Indiana.
I'm just saying. Everybody keeps asking, is do you guys know what's going on with Neil O'Shea? No. I'll say this: I've heard the investigation's complete and has been for a couple days.
So what are we waiting on then?
I haven't heard from the normal sources that I have heard from in the past. Everything has been locked up.
Everybody's going dark.
Everybody has for probably close to a week now.
Okay.
So I don't know. I have no bleeping clue.
Will there be any reaction, you think, from the fans after they release what that is if he comes back? Like, do you honestly think outside of Twitter, people are going to show any kind of...
Twitter's going to lose their collective shit.
Twitter will, yes.
Back. There's no doubt in my mind. And it may have enough of a groundswell to, like, actually... It might actually get into the quote-unquote real world. Because the Chauncey stuff got pretty close. And I'm not even talking like the off the court stuff with Chauncey. I was talking about the press conferences alone.
I mean, the press conference was a disaster.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that was just that was enough of a swell where I think it got to the very average Blazers fan. And so I think they're at that with this level too. I'll tell you what, this game is going to suck tonight. Probably it's probably not going to be very competitive. But there's a couple things to look at.
Okay.
Number 1, Anfernee Simons.
Yep.
And number 2, Cade Cunningham. Number 3, and I cannot believe I haven't mentioned this, so thank you in the chat for calling this out. You know what tonight is, Greg or Brandon? I gave it away there. Greg Brown time.
Did you call me Greg?
I called you Greg because I was going to say Greg Brown time.
You want him on this podcast so bad again. You're like, hey, Greg.
Listen, I'm going to bring him back.
Hey, is he good though? I thought I saw him on the court last night, like he had gotten banged up or something. He was good though.
Nothing on the injury report.
Okay, good.
I'm just saying.
You think tonight we get a Greg Brown game?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that out of necessity, they're going to have to. Who else is going to play tonight?
Larry might play more minutes.
If you got no Norm and you got no Nas, Snell ain't playing 48.
No, he's not going to play 48.
So I think the likely scenario is you throw. Ellaby will probably get some minutes because he's probably a little bit more trustworthy in the sense of like understanding the NBA. Listen, just because he can't do it doesn't mean he doesn't understand it. Okay. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay.
But the wildness factor of Greg Brown.
Greg Brown going for a dunk on Isaiah Stewart.
Just sign me up. Exactly. See, I barely have to say anything, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, give me the Greg Brown. Yes. Let's just see what kind of happens. That's right. Where I'm going. So you're taking Portland straight up, or the points?
Give me the points. Whatever my better, but it's probably the points because those are going to be slightly better odds in terms of a payout. But Portland is going to murder this team tonight.
For those of you that are just joining us tonight, yes, Nas is out tonight. Norman Powell's out tonight. Damian Lillard is out tonight. Damian Lillard's dealing with the abdominal. It's actual injury management. That's what was listed on the report. Norm is still dealing with the contusion on the right leg, and Norm did pick up a sprained ankle. So, Nas picked up a sprained ankle last night in that pile up late in the game. So, womp 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 womp. As far as the Nas injury is concerned, hopefully it's just a little thing, but appreciate y'all hanging out. I'm trying. This is the only way that I know how to do this is to not go completely sideways and to kind of just talk about some random stuff in between the actual basketball, because I'll be honest, this is the least amount of enjoyment I've had in a Blazers season 7 years, maybe longer.
Least amount of enjoyment. I don't know, man. The
year before, Dame.
The year they traded for Nurk before they got Nurk, that team effing sucked.
Yeah, but I think looking back on it with hindsight, yeah, but also that was the post LaMarcus year, so it was like, all right, let's see what's up.
Yeah.
So like there was like looking back now, yeah, they were not good, but they were also,
it's up there
something new. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's been a long time since I've had like zero enjoyment in a season. Like, and I don't mean 0-0. I mean like just the
it feels like 2005.
Itself. Yeah, it's just not. It's not fun. It's a bummer. So
yeah.
Michael says a lot of us are mad, Danny. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Is like, I'd rather be mad than apathetic, and that's how I'm just coping. This is basketball coping right now. And listen, they could get a lot of wins, and so if they go out there and they house Detroit tonight, we will come back and we will celebrate the postgame show. We will talk about all the stupid stuff they did tonight and how much fun it was. Mm-hmm. Because that's what's going to be fun. If they drop this game, it is going to be a funeral procession. I will bring the shovels.
Thank you. Can't wait to bury him.
Am I wrong? If they lose this game tonight?
No, you shouldn't lose this game.
Even with the
not
injury, let's set the table now. Even with the injuries, there is zero reason to lose this game. Yes?
Zero.
Okay.
Your number 2 and your number 3 are playing. Enough is enough.
So, well, and with that, appreciate you all. Thank you. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Roll your thumb over. A lot of you, I see the analytics. I see most of you are watching on your cell phones, you bunch of psychos. Subscribe. Help us grow. I think we just hit, if I'm not mistaken, eclipsed 2,100. Hey, there it is.
You.
It says the 2.1. So let me get the instant update.
Let's go.
2,105. So we picked up a bunch here
right.
Early on to start the show. So thank you all. Thank you. Joey says we're all here for each other. He's just as my Blazers support group.
Hey, you guys are right here in my arms. We're all in this together, okay?
Jay Biddy wants to know our bets. Brandon took the points and the Blazers straight up. I took the over. I'm taking the over 210 because even at home, I still don't trust this defense. I don't care. They're going to allow this Pistons team who doesn't shoot well to shoot well. That has been the one thing they've continually done. So
I'm taking the under, by the way. Blazers minus 7.5. Remember, even when they won some of those games, their offense wasn't amazing, like the Laker game.
Yeah, they clawed through some games. They just beat the hell out of some other teams.
And I feel like that could be tonight.
Yeah, and I feel like my dog is telling me that she's had enough of this too. So,
okay.
Mom left, so she stuck outside the door, and she's like, "Hey, Dad, I need you here now. Somebody pay attention to me." She's the most spoiled puppy on the face of the planet. So, again, thank you. Like, rate, review, subscribe. You can find us on social media at Jack Ramsays, at Danny Meringue, at Brandon Sprague. We will be here following tonight's action, and hopefully, please, for the love of God, let it be a win so that we have something to just not dwell on. That's all I got for you now. Everybody, enjoy. Take care. Make sure you have that Suns Warriors game up on a second screen. Just might save your night. Take care. We'll catch you for the post game.